the importance of idioms and phrases. We talked about why one has to learn idioms and phrases, what idioms and phrases they actually do. Now, what we discussed in the Saturday session was that extremely complicated ideas for which you would take a lot of words to explain. For example, let's say if you're listening to, suppose I'm taking this particular session, and in the background there's a lot of noise going on because there is some kind of a reception or some kind of a function is going on, and very slowly the music starts fading away. So I have to explain this to you. So I would say that if I have to explain this to you in proper English, I would say that, so friends, just a few minutes back, the music was really loud, and suddenly we saw that the music started fading away, and currently there is absolutely no noise, and it has been drop silent. So I took three, four sentences to describe what was happening. But if I'm comfortable with phrases and idioms, I can simply say that, friends, the music died away. So the meaning of die away means something fades slowly, especially music, or it could also mean maybe a news, something which is spreading very fast, and then it died away means it fades, and slowly, eventually, it stops totally. So what phrases it does is it simplifies a lot of complicated ideas, right? We also talked about one other phrase, one other idiom, that do not throw the baby along with the bathwater, right? So when you say that, what it means is basically that, suppose, there is a mother who is, bathing the small baby, and then simply starts thinking otherwise, and with her absent-mindedness, what she does is she takes the water as well as the baby, and she was supposed to just throw the water, but the baby is being thrown along with the bath water, right? So what it basically means is that do not throw the important things along with the unimportant things, especially when you're organizing stuff, right? So इसको अगर आपको English में बोलना है तो you'll take 2 3 sentences to explain. So what it does is, again, idiom, a very complicated idea, it simplifies and it puts that in just one word. I mean, one sentence, you can simply say that do not throw the baby along with the bathwater. So we talked about the definition of idioms, right? Idioms and phrasal verbs, they are both tools to make your conversation amazing. We talked about how idioms are fixed expressions and they have certain cultural impact. On the other hand, phrasal verbs, they are a combination of a verb as well as a preposition or maybe an adverb. And for example, die away, it is totally different. The meaning becomes totally different from die, right? But if you say pass away, right? If someone has passed away, it means the person has died. So it has nothing to do with the word pass. So whenever you use phrasal verbs, they give you a totally different meaning, but a very complicated meaning could be explained in very short terms. And hence, if you want to improve your fluency, we talked about how you need to improve your you need to use more of idioms and phrases. And then we talked about few idioms and phrases. We talked about break the ice, hit the nail. So these were the phrases that we discussed, and these were the few phrasal verbs. Now all these phrasal verbs and idioms, they will be shared with all of you. But these were the ones that we discussed, and then we talked about certain stories, and in these stories we used those idioms and phrasal verb, right? So after that usage, we talked about what is the meaning. For example, breaking the ice means to start the conversation. For example, when we started this session, what we did over here, we broke the ice by talking to Nupur, by talking to Rajesh, by talking to Sumitra, and by talking a little in Odia. So what it did was it eased the tension. Whatever tension, whatever nervous energy you had, it eased it out. That is otherwise what we call as breaking the ice, right? So just one small question to Sumitra, to Rajesh, to Nupur. Should it be break the ice or break the ice? Which one should be correct? Sumitra, why don't you answer? Which one will be right? Is it break the ice or break the ice?
So I think it will break the ice
It should be the ice. Okay, why so? Why not the?
because it is in between two words.
Okay, okay. So here it goes, Sumitra. Whenever you have the before a vowel sound, so you use the pronunciation as the. But whenever you have the the before a consonant sound, you normally use the sound the. So this would be the ice, but the water, right? So suppose I say, earth. So it will be the earth, but the world, right? The air, but the wind. So whenever you have the pronunciation as a vowel sound, right? For example, even if you have Hour, so you are going to say the R, not the R, the R, right? Why? Because the R, Hour, H is sergeant, the sound is a vowel sound. So whenever you have a vowel sound, normally the pronunciation that comes out is THEs as the. Got it? Okay. So then we talked about, right. Then we talked about hit the nail on the head, meaning that when you exactly, pinpoint and you get exactly what you wanted to. So you're able to describe exactly, what is the problem. You can pinpoint it, and then you are hitting the nail on the head. We talked about bite the bullet, meaning you really do something really unpleasant and difficult, but thing that had to be done. Something that was required, but it was unpleasant, but still you did it. So that is what we call as bite the bullet. Letting the cat out of the bag means whatever surprise you planned, you somehow by mistake, that surprise comes out. And we talked about burn the midnight oil, meaning is that really working hard at night, basically working hard. Uh, After that, what we did was, we did a lot of exercise so that all of the participants could understand what is the meaning of these. And then we also did we also did a similar exercise with the phrasal verbs, right? There was a story. The story had all these phrasal verbs, and then participants were asked to guess the meaning. And then the meaning were shared. And then there was an exercise where one had to put in these phrasal verbs. What were these phrasal verbs? These phrasal verbs were like figure out, turn down, come across, look after. The meaning has been shared with you, right? Run into, take off, call off, right? Work out, catch up. So these were the phrasal verbs that we discussed in the last session. So